In a quiet village nestled between green hills, lived a boy named Arjun. He was kind, curious, and thoughtful, maybe too thoughtful. He'd spend hours thinking about things most others moved past in a moment. What if I say the wrong thing? What if they laugh? What if I mess it all up? When he played with friends, he'd stop mid-game, wondering if he was doing something wrong. When he studied, he'd rewrite the same answer 5 times, unsure if it was good enough. He would stare at his clothes each morning, torn between 2 shirts, not because it mattered, but because his mind never stopped whispering, "Choose wrong, and you'll regret it." At school, he knew the answers, but rarely raised his hand. By the time he finally gathered the courage, someone else had spoken. He'd walk home later than the others, his head full of invisible arguments, words he wished he'd said, moments he wished he'd changed. At night, when the world slept, Arjun stared at the ceiling, fighting a storm inside, and every day felt heavier than the one before. One evening, his mother found him sitting by the steps, silent. She asked gently, "What's wrong?" He shrugged. She sat beside him and whispered, "Thinking too much can turn even soft things into stones." That night, Arjun couldn't sleep. The weight in his chest. It was no longer just thoughts. It was exhaustion. A few days later, Arjun heard about an old sadhu who had come to stay near the forest temple. The villagers said he spoke in strange ways, but left people feeling lighter. Curious and desperate for relief, Arjun went. The sadhu sat beneath a wide banyan tree, eyes half closed, still as the wind. Arjun bowed low and said, "Baba, I think too much. My mind keeps running. I can't rest. I can't decide. I feel stuck all the time." The sadhu opened his eyes and smiled. "Then come back tomorrow at sunrise," he said softly. "I will show you what your mind looks like." The next morning Arjun returned. The sadhu gave him a basket. "Carry this," he said as he filled it with heavy stones. Each one felt heavier than the last. "Now, walk to the river." Arjun tried. He took a few steps, then stopped. "It's too heavy. I can't." "Good," the sadhu said. "Now take out one stone at a time, but with each stone, name a thought that weighs on you." Arjun hesitated. Then, slowly, "What if I fail?" He dropped one. "What if I disappoint everyone?" Drop. "What if I say something stupid?" Drop. One by one, he named every fear, every what if, every memory that clung to him like wet clothes. As the last stone hit the ground, Arjun stood straighter. The basket, now nearly empty, felt light. And for the first time in weeks, so did his chest. He walked easily to the river. The sadhu watched him and said, "That basket is your mind. And those stones are your thoughts. Not all thoughts are bad, my child, but not all deserve to be carried so long." Arjun looked at the river, calm, flowing, free. "But Baba, if I don't think before I act, won't I make mistakes?" The sadhu smiled gently. "You will. Everyone does. But overthinking is like staring at the road and never walking. Even the wrong step teaches more than standing still." He added, "When the heart is heavy with what-ifs, the soul forgets how to move." From that day on, Arjun changed, not overnight, but slowly. He still thought. But now he knew when to stop. He let himself speak, even when his voice trembled. He tried, even when he wasn't sure of the outcome. He walked, even when he didn't know the full path. And slowly, the fog in his mind began to lift. Years later, when people came to Arjun for advice, he would smile and say, "Sometimes you need to move, not because you're sure, but because you're stuck. Let the stone go. Walk anyway." If you found this video helpful and want more people to see it, hit the like button so the algorithm shares it. And if you're serious about growth, subscribe so you never miss out on more life-changing insights. Stay focused, and I'll see you in the next one.